I believe on the phone we have our very good friend Chade Shorten. Are you there, Chade?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hey, miss you, girl. How you doing?
Great.
Cool.
Just super pumped for tonight.
Excellent. So you're out there in Reno doing your campaign field organization for Hillary for America. How's it going today?
Good. We've been canvassing, knocking on doors, like calling people, getting out the vote today. It's been a crazy day here in Reno. We're a swing county and a swing state, so all forces are out in the field right now.
Cool. And so you've just been very busy all week, I would assume, just getting out the vote. You have any crazy stories so far from this week?
Well, one honestly awesome kind of like inspiring thing that happened today. We had some volunteer canvassers. They came in. They ended up practically saving a lady's life because they knocked on her door. She had fallen and had been there for almost 2 weeks. And our volunteer canvassers from Hillary for America, was able to call 911, get her the help she needed, and it was just, they came back, and it was like things like that. Like, we're getting out the vote, but we're also apparently saving lives too.
That's crazy. So let's go back to the beginning. You've been gone for a couple months from Kirksville, got on that big plane and went out to Nevada. Can you explain how you got started on this journey to head out and work for Hillary?
I'd actually been pretty involved within the political field for a while. I've been interested in politics for a long time, but I have a good friend, Taylor Thompson, who's also a graduate of Truman State. He's working down in Vegas for the campaign. He called me. He was like, hey, you interested in coming out here? And I was like, hey, I would come tomorrow if I could. And next thing I knew, I had a job. I was driving out here a couple days later, and it's been a whirlwind experience ever since.
Excellent. So just a couple questions. I mean, really, I guess, that's leading up to it. I mean, has this been really everything that I guess you expected it to be? Has this been as fun of an experience as you had hoped it would be? I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know what to expect coming out here. Missouri's always been, it's never been a battleground state. It's never been a swing state. We've had some really intense Senate races before, but I had never been part of a swing state like this. And to come out here and you're out knocking the doors every day, it's crazy to be in a county that could determine a state that could determine a candidate winning the presidency. We've been working 100-hour weeks. On Friday, I worked a 17-hour day, but it just didn't even feel like it. We've been running on get out the vote adrenaline, and it's honestly anyone that's ever involved in politics should experience working in a race like this that's so historic, so amazing. It's just awesome.
That's cool. Obviously, I've been watching your Snapchat story, Chade, and it seems like there's a lot of camaraderie there in the offices down there in Reno. Have you been making a lot of friends? Are these going to be lasting relationships throughout your life?
Yeah, the people that work here are people that have, honestly, the uppers in our office have worked on other campaigns in previous years. There is such a sense of community with this campaign. I've been in the same office since I got here. There has been a lot of transitions, a lot of people moved. But the wonderful thing is, we're all here for the same reason. And you kind of got to, honestly, when you're working 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day, there's not a lot of time to make any other friends. So it's awesome being surrounded by like-minded people that have the same mindset as you and are working toward the same thing. So we spend every waking moment with each other. We all joke if we ever did have a day off, we wouldn't know what to do. We'd probably just spend it with each other again because there's not much time to get around during a campaign. But it's just awesome. The people out here, and honestly, probably in every field office around America right now, regardless of if it's for Trump or for Hillary, I'm sure they all feel that same way.
That's cool. And I mean, obviously Reno is different from the rural community of Kirksville. Can you explain what it's like moving to a larger city than Kirksville? Because obviously any city is larger than Kirksville at this point. What's it like going to a large urban area like that?
Yeah, honestly, the funny thing is I got here and people call Reno the smallest, biggest city, and it's crazy. It almost has a Kirksville feel because of the size. But the demographic is the thing that I noticed the most. There's so many Latina voters here, and they're so, I don't know if you guys saw, but on Friday in Vegas, they had thousands of Latinos at the polls there, and it's wonderful really getting to meet a demographic that isn't always fully represented, and just the relationships people have here, the way people know how important of a county that we're in. It's different getting around. You knock on doors in very low income neighborhoods, and you knock on doors in suburban areas here. And a lot of the time, the people have a lot of the same issues, but being able to get to hear the concerns that people have, like so many people, the threat of being deported is so real for them. It's right on the edge, and a lot of times you definitely don't get that in Missouri. So it's been so eye-opening and such a wonderful way to really experience another culture.
That's fantastic. Something that I'm kind of curious about, let's not get into the nitty-gritty of policy, but what makes you so excited to work on the Hillary for America team?
There's been this weird thing. I have honestly just been obsessed with Hillary since I was young. My grandma was a delegate to the National Convention for Clinton in '92. But I know people are like, oh, don't vote for her just because she's a woman. But Hillary is literally, like, people don't realize she was such a feminist hipster back in the day, and that's exactly who she still is now. She is fighting for the things that weren't cool when she was our age. She is doing the things that, like, we're doing now, and so many people forget about that. She's been working tirelessly for 30 years, and I just couldn't think of a better role model for women, aside from, like, Michelle Obama, that just empowers me to get out there and do what I can do. She had so many obstacles in her way, just being a woman, and it's awesome. It's crazy awesome to finally see someone get so close to this White House and break that glass ceiling. And that's been one of my biggest motivators, is the fact that she's done things that have impacted people to this day that they don't even realize about. And it's empowering.
And that's, I think that's a big talking point for a lot of Hillary supporters. So you've been out in Nevada. I'm just kind of curious. Have you been really paying attention to many, I guess, Missouri or even Adair County elections, or have you been focusing all of your political attention towards Reno?
Oh, no way. I have been tuning in to Missouri constantly. I've been on Twitter. I've been watching Jason Kander. That ad he put out, I have shown that gun ad to every single person in my office, everyone I come across. I am, like, shouting to the rooftops. I'm like, guys, Missouri is, like, highlighted this year. People here are excited about it. And it's been awesome just, like, being able to talk about my home state with people here. They're so far away, but it's awesome because they're just as interested in it as I am. I've been paying attention to Coster and especially our local city races. It's just so important, even if you're not there, to be involved, because that's your community. That's where you're going to come back to. And Kirksville's a place I've grown up. I've gone to school in. I went to college there, and it's a place that I definitely want to make sure good things still happen. And so it's so important to not only be invested in a national race, but what's going on where you're from.
That's cool. Chade, I just want to move back to that difference in voter issues that you talked about earlier when you're going from poor to rich neighborhoods, from Hispanic to Caucasian neighborhoods. What are the difference in voter issues there between those poor neighborhoods and to the richer neighborhoods of Reno?
You really see a lot of people in lower income housing in the parts of Reno that are not as affluent as others. Those people have a strong sense of why they're voting for Hillary. They have a strong sense that, like, they know that Donald Trump does not have their best interest in mind because he can't relate to them. And they know that, like, yes, Hillary is also a career politician. She's been in the spotlight, and it's not like, but they know that she came from almost the same place they were. She had to build herself up. She wasn't always handed everything, and these people really they resonate with that, and they know that they pay attention to the immigration issue and the schools and the education. It is so important to them. I love something that I really didn't notice before, but, like, the Latina community has such a strong sense of family, and almost more than some other groups that I've seen, and they're concerned about their family, and they are concerned about their individual status, but they really focus on their future generation.
That's amazing, Chade. And what are your plans for coming back home? Like, what's going to happen next? I mean, obviously, you're going to come back to Truman and do academics, but after working on this campaign for so long, what do you think's going to happen in the future?
So I'll come back to school here. I'm actually going to be interning in the Missouri State Capitol for next semester. I got that internship, which is so exciting. I am pumped. I am on this roller coaster of politics, and I'm ready to continue it there for the next legislative session. I'll be back in Kirksville kind of gathering my things, probably taking like a month to recuperate after this, and then I'll come back next fall and finish my degree in communication. I'm minoring in political science. Might bump that up to a major, who knows. It's just it's a wonderful place to be in right now, especially in my life and with everyone else. It's just exciting.
Excellent, Chade. Well, thank you very much for calling in tonight. We do greatly appreciate you.
Hold on, Chade. I just got one more question for you before we let you go. Obviously, the whole Polycom class misses you. I just want to say that. Self and Yaquinto miss you a lot. But I just want to know the security service issue with Trump the other day in Reno. Did you have anything to do with that?
Nothing. I promise. Hands off.
Okay.
I was far away from that event. Don't worry. I wasn't a little rat in the crowd.
Okay, well, Chade, we'll see you soon. Come home safe and have a lot of fun tonight if you can.
Thank you, guys. Rock on.
All
Election
right.
2016.
See you later.